You clicked on this video because you want to know where the most expensive cities are happening in Utah County particularly, and how much they cost, what it looks like, and some home tours all coming up in this video, guys. Hi, my name is Jenny. I am with Real Brokerage, and I am going to be your realtor and representing you because we can get along, right? I don't know, maybe we will. We'll find out. But guys, I'm excited to tell you about these cities, and one of them I actually grew up in. I'm not very proud of it, but I did. Oh yeah, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I post videos every single week talking about Utah, and the more knowledge you have, the more opportunity you're going to gain to make the right decision, because wherever you're at, your home ownership starts right here on my channel. Let's get into it. Everybody always loves a good $1 million house tour, you guys, but the top 3 cities here in Utah, number 1 is going to be Alpine, Utah. Within the cove of the mountains is the reason why people absolutely love Alpine. Alpine's infrastructure doesn't even have a library, nor does it even have a post office, but what it does have is $1 million homes nestled into the hill ranges with absolutely incredible views from the ranges of Utah County all the way up to the beautiful pines in the mountains, offering trails, hiking paths, a community-based area where you get a lot of opportunities with schools and children because of the infrastructure of how involved the parents are in these communities. I grew up in Alpine. So if I am one to say what my opinion is on Alpine, I definitely am not going to give too much of that in this video because a lot of people absolutely love Alpine and everybody's going to have a very different experience. Some things to note in Alpine is that you can get older homes. You can get small homes around 1,000 square feet. You can get townhouses now in this area. You do have some commercial buildings in there that actually give you infrastructures of dentistry and some orthodontists and some hair salons. They have what is called the main roundabout in Utah. It is the hub, not Utah, in Alpine. It is the hub of where you can go. In high school, that was like the place to be. It was called the Junction. It's a gas station there. You're gonna have some very good preschools in this area. Purple Mattresses started over in the Alpine area. They used to have a cute little place called the Peppermint Place, a candy store, but they do have an infrastructure of a building over there to houses and warehouses, a large company. I don't even know what one's over there anymore, but my experience in growing up in Alpine was large acreage lot and beautiful homes, pools in almost every single backyard, the opportunity to be able to thrive in a community where you have everybody around you who are fighting for their goals and their dreams in their lives. In high school, you'll be split between 2 different high schools now. I attended the Lone Peak, which is actually in Highland and not in Alpine. Alpine houses I think it's now 2 elementary schools and 1 junior high. It does not have its own high school because the landmass is very small. I have done a video on Alpine if you want to walk through very detail oriented and visiting some of the basic big spots out there in Alpine. One thing to note though about Alpine is I used to call it a snow globe because it's nestled into the Wasatch Range by the point of the mountain. So you've got Lehi and you've got Highland and then you've got Alpine and then you've got Cedar Hills and American Fork, kind of all around this mountain range. But Alpine's in the corner of it. So you're getting the corner range, which is what people love of Alpine, is the scenic views that you're getting over there. Okay. It's about 10 minutes away from the I-15, about 45 minutes from Salt Lake City, and about 45 minutes down in Spanish Fork. So it is a good hub of an area. It's not as close as the I-15 as Lehi is, but a lot of people didn't want to live in Lehi back then because of the wind. So the reason why I call it a snow globe is because I would be attending high school in Highland and my mom would call me and say, Jenny, I'm really afraid that you're not going to be able to get up to our hill that goes to our house because it's snowing like crazy. And I would look out the window and I'd be like, it's not snowing at all. But the second that I would hit that roundabout, which is the borderline between Highland and Alpine roughly, is when the weather would really change because you're getting the point of the mountain drift of snow that comes in and just barricades this snow globe effect in Alpine. And some people absolutely love it. There are no ski slopes in Alpine. There have been no projected ski slopes to happen in Alpine, but you do have easy access to Sundance if you wanted to drive all the way through the canyon. Now, the Sundance Drive happens to be closed once snow starts hitting, so you do need to go around to Provo to be able to get it there. So a lot of times you're capturing more of the residential areas in Alpine rather than those high transient people who want to come in, stay for the weekend, and leave like the Park City vibe does give you. Alpine has been its own little cove and area and happens to be one of of the top areas to live in Utah County. Number 2 is Mapleton City. Mapleton is like up and rising city. It was kind of a quiet city that a lot of people didn't know about, but now we're starting to see a ton of custom $1 million homes being built in this area, and I'm going to tell you why. Mapleton is nestled more down south. It is really close to the I-15. You're about 5 minutes away from the I-15, but you're about over an hour away from Salt Lake and the International Airport. So it's more of a down south vibe and feel. But let me tell you why these $1 million houses are being built down there. It's the lifestyle. It's a small community just like Alpine is, with the easy access to the Mapleton Canyon, Spanish Fork Canyon, to be able to get out and explore the areas around you. The foliage is absolutely beautiful in this area. It is a very small town vibe. I haven't even done a video on Mapleton because the population is quite small, just like Alpine is. So you can see the commonalities between these two very desired cities is a lower population and a smaller type of city feel. Mapleton does not have their own library and does not have their own postal service. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments because I am not aware of any down there. So just like Alpine, they share the library system with other neighboring cities around them, but they do keep a close knit and a vibe of a community around them. Now, Mapleton is not a city I'm extremely familiar with, but what I do know is you still can get older homes just like Alpine. They're both pioneer cities, meaning that the pioneers from the Mormon heritage is what settled and started those cities in themselves. So you're still getting some historical homes, historical buildings, mix in with the 90s vibe homes, and then mix in with the new custom home $1 million homes. So you do have a wide range of opportunities in that area as well. As far as public schools, it has more public schools than Alpine offers, but again, it's right up against the Wasatch Range, which creates it a desirable city to live in. The last one on my list is the neighboring city to Alpine, and that is Highland City. My uncle happens to be the mayor of Highland City because it's my stomping grounds. I grew up there for over 20 years, so that's really my area that I know very well. There's still very grazing farmlands, high-rise, beautiful trees over there. Highland is trying to keep Highland, and Alpine's trying to keep Alpine. They don't want the high structures. They don't want the commercial buildings to come in. They want to keep it simple and small with the massive home buildings over there with great parks and amenities. Highland is growing faster than Alpine is due to the opportunities of landmass that they have. They do have more schools and opportunities of high schools, junior highs, and elementary schools because they have a larger landmass than Alpine does. A ton more new build. You can find some subdivisions over there, but a lot of it is going to be your custom homes. With all three of these cities, something is in common, and that is the larger lots and the larger homes that you're going to get. Highland has a phrase of keep Highland because they want to have the larger hot lots with the larger homes on them so they can keep the infrastructures of the residential price ranges and value for the market value in these areas. Highland is a little bit closer to the I-15 versus Alpine, and Highland doesn't get that snow globe effect like Alpine does, but it still has the most amazing views of the mountain range, and that's why people choose Highland. Alpine's more of the rolling hills, whereas Mapleton and Highland are more of a flat area so you can see those beautiful mountain ranges above you. They are all both nestled in closer to the Wasatch Range. In Highland, you are going to get conveniences. You do have a library, you do have a post office, you do have a Smith's. I believe it's called a Ridley's now, or Harmon's. I don't know, back in the day, I can't even remember what it was called, but that was like my stomping ground for groceries. They have many more restaurants and opportunities in Highland. I would say Highland probably has the most infrastructures as far as commercial grade opportunities versus Mapleton and Alpine within themselves. These are your three cities that are going to give you the ranges of older homes up to newer homes. Now, Highland doesn't have as many old homes as Alpine does, but it still does have those historical homes where you can get smaller homes, but overall it has very large homes. We're talking 3,500 square feet and above with beautiful land acreage, lots of beautiful parks. All I know is that my uncle's doing his best to create an infrastructure of a community and a lifestyle over there in Highland to be able to get out, find the lake, find the trails, find the park, and create a community that is safe and far away from crime. All three of these cities, you guys, are the top cities in Utah County. If you want to know more of the top cities in Salt Lake County, leave me a comment below and I can definitely do a video on that as well. If you are interested in scoping out these cities and wanting to know more as far as the price ranges, the type of homes you can get, maybe I can do some home tours for you, reach out. I do have a link down there below, you guys. We can get in touch, talk about your needs and your desires for moving in Utah. And until then, you guys, I will see you in my next video.